Hello everyone, I'm Eva Master-Matteo from Erie News Now.
And I'm Sammy Stone from Happy 927. We are very happy to be with you tonight for our local half-hour special of Clear the Shelters.
Yeah, and we are coming off of a month-long national effort to help give shelter pets a new, loving, and hopefully forever home. So tonight, Sammy and I, along with a number of our Lily Broadcasting co-workers, will be featuring 5 local shelters.
Let's get a quick glance at them as we highlight the importance of pet adoptions over the next half hour here on WICU.
First off, the Erie Animal Network. For almost a decade, it has served as a grassroots group where volunteers help local lost and found pets return home. We'll check out all the programs that the EAN has helping pets and their families in Erie County. Because you care. The property along West Road in McCain is the temporary home of dozens of small animals. The almost 40-year-old shelter helps rescue, foster, and adopt pets in need of a new lease on life.
Rescue, rehabilitate, rehome. That's the mission of the Erie Humane Society. The shelter along Zimmerly Road in Mill Creek also has a spacious dog park and clinic on site. We will find out the work done there to understand each pet before they are ready for adoption. At Orphan Angels in Erie, the benefit is every cat is adoptable, even though some may require a little more understanding. This is a free roaming sanctuary. Dozens of cats live on premise and enjoy visiting with people that walk through the doors.
And in Waterford, the unique French Creek Animal Shelter takes in a variety of animals. We're talking from chickens to ducks, cats, and rats. This is a look at the property there. We'll take you inside the rescue operation to find out what it relies on the most to get pets into a loving home. But let's get right to finding out even more on these local shelters. Many of our co-workers have paid the shelters a visit over the past few weeks.
Our Jonathan Skinner checked out the Erie Animal Network. It's a place that has had to rely on community partnerships and online drives.
And actually, during this ongoing pandemic, there's been a strain on their resources. What's more, for the first time ever, Jonathan discovered that the shelter had to even turn away stray and unwanted cats.
The Erie Animal Network is one of the many shelters trying to care for animals while still dealing with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
They take care of more than 30 cats, like Mittens here, and have many more in foster care as well.
They have more mature cats, like Mittens.
She is about a year old, and she is the sweetest, most fun. She would fit in anywhere fantastically. She loves to be held. She loves to be pet. She would probably sleep on top of your head every night if you let her.
They also take care of the kittens, too.
We have this group here. These are all boys. And these guys they're obviously lots of fun.
But the pandemic made raising funds to care for these animals more difficult.
We rely heavily on our in-person events, which obviously we've not been able to do basically any of since the beginning of the year almost, so that's been very difficult for us.
They have hosted online fundraisers, but still, the strain on resources has led to an uptick in the number of cats they've had to turn away.
I've said no probably more this year than we ever have. We generally try to pride ourselves on not saying no. Unfortunately, we have to try to draw a line because we have to be able to care for the cats that we already have.
Though adoptions went up slightly during the start of the pandemic as more people stayed home, they've also trailed off as people began heading back to work. So the shelter is hoping to connect people with that perfect feline friend so that they can continue the important work that they do.
It's very important for us because for every cat that gets adopted, that gives us space to help aid another cat or kitten in need.
Jonathan Skinner, Erie News Now.
And adoptions are so important for the shelter and for the pets. During the Clear the Shelters push in August, the Erie Animal Network adopted out 12 pets. If you'd like to get in contact with the shelter, it's located on West 26th Street. You can see a phone number and the website are on your screen. Sammy?
Eva, thanks. Now let's head to another part of Erie County. Our Amanda Post visited Because You Care in McCain. McCain, she takes us along for a tour.
It's fantastic fun. All of them have such wonderful, unique personalities. I love them all.
That's Angela Pulling, manager of the Because You Care Cat Center. The cats are in a cage-free environment that allows them to explore, play, lounge, and enjoy their time as they wait for their forever family. Angela says the kittens are usually adopted quickly, but her heart goes out to the older cats.
It's a little slower for adult cats. It's harder for them. You know, everybody likes the cute little kittens, so the adult cats sometimes get left here a little bit longer.
Over in the dog center, we found two people inside looking for a new companion. Sarah Watson stopped by to meet 3-year-old Casper Boy and immediately fell in love.
Just his personality, mostly just seeing if it's gonna fit something that I fit like my lifestyle. Being able to talk to his foster family is great, you know, to see how he is at home, more stuff than I could see on the internet.
And foster mom Emily Tretchell stopped by to formally adopt Sadie Jane. The 15-year-old pug was surrendered to Because You Care because her owner could no longer care for her. Emily took her in and now wants to give her a permanent home.
We have a soft spot for seniors just because they need that. They don't need to be in a cage, and she's just happy, and I just couldn't give her up like that. He just came right in and was happy.
Executive Director Chris Steiner says their foster care program is key to helping people find their perfect pet.
All the animals start out in foster care, and that's an important part of our concept, is that we know when an animal comes to the adoption center what their personalities are like, because they have spent time in a foster home. The foster home can tell us if they are friendly or if they're a little more standoffish, if they're good with children, with other pets, if they're active, or if they're more mellow. We have all those answers here so that it's more of a known entity when you adopt it.
And what about Sarah and Casper?
I definitely love him. He is so sweet, and he's gorgeous. He's a sweetheart. I definitely probably. Definitely possibly probably.
Amanda Post, Erie News Now.
At Because You Care, animal visits are by appointment only while the pandemic continues. 11 animals were adopted during Clear the Shelters during the effort last month. To check out all the current cats and dogs available for adoption, check out their website, becauseyoucare.org.
And if you'd like to make a donation to Because You Care, the Erie Animal Network, you can also head to our webpage, erienewsnow.com. You can click on Clear the Shelters and find out all the information there about each individual shelter. Still ahead tonight, several more local places being featured for the rest of this half hour. And if maybe you're thinking about adopting a pet during this pandemic, we get tips from a local animal hospital when we come right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We know 2020 is an unprecedented year with COVID-19. As we continue to highlight pet adoptions tonight, here's Eva Mastromatteo with more on what to consider for the pets when they head home to their new home.
We would like to welcome in somebody from an Erie Animal Pet Hospital right now to talk to us a little bit about adopting during a pandemic. And we want to say hello to Heather Stauffer, who is joining us for this special. And she is the manager over at Animal Kingdom Pet Hospital in Erie. Heather, thanks so much for being here with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We want to talk a little bit about what pet owners need to know when adopting during this ongoing pandemic. And you had told me one of the big things is vaccines.
Yes. So a lot of pets that are coming from the shelters, usually they start out having an initial vaccine. And even adult dogs that are coming from them without history will need a booster, whether it's just one if it's an adult dog or a series if it's a puppy or kitten. And just making sure that as soon as you adopt that pet, find out when that booster is due and get a hold of a veterinarian and get those scheduled.
We also want to talk about once they come into a home and they get used to the surroundings, how a routine is pretty important to establish, as well as a few other things like exercise and, you know, showing compassion and just getting them used to being part of a new family. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you definitely want to have a set schedule, the best that you can. Whether it's, you know, we get up in the morning, we feed them, we take them outside. Also making sure that there is separation involved in regards to having your pet at home especially if you're an at-home worker right now with COVID, wanting to make sure that they understand you may not always be there. But yeah, and then making sure if you guys are going to dog parks or anything like that for the activity exercise, again, kind of falling back, make sure they're vaccinated fully before you go there, but taking them and making sure that they're in the right area of that play area for, dogs their size.
And we know that if a new pet does need some help from the pet hospital, Animal Kingdom, that you're at, and your sister pet hospital, Animal Ark in Erie, that there are certain stipulations during COVID, but calling ahead is the most important at this point, right?
Correct, yeah. So calling ahead and becoming an established client before it becomes an emergency. It's an ongoing issue with many of the veterinary hospitals in Erie about not being able to take non-client emergencies.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We want to put up this information here on the screen. Animal Ark Pet Hospital's contact information and address, Animal Kingdom as well. And again, Heather Stauffer from Animal Kingdom, the manager there, we appreciate you so much for weighing in on this. And
absolutely.
To you and everybody there at Animal Kingdom.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eva. Now to a dog park and pet clinic, part of the place filled with programming to rehome pets, known as the Erie Humane Society. Our John Stalin takes us inside for a look around.
For more than a century, area folks have come to know the work of the Erie Humane Society, a no-kill shelter that has the best interest of animals in mind.
We've had several dogs and cats that have spent 6+ months here, and they're waiting and they're ready, and we want to participate in this national initiative because it's about finding wonderful homes for these animals.
Clear the Shelters is an annual event for families or individuals looking to take home a cat, a dog, or maybe even a rabbit for companionship. Stanley, let go. He's very playful. This year, with social distancing guidelines in place, pet lovers can still come to the shelter to look for that perfect pet. And going to the shelter's webpage and filling out an adoption application will make the process go much faster. And if you can't sign up online, you're going to come on down here to Zimmerly Road and fill out an application like this one. You might want to bring your own pen, of course, and of course a license too, and any other important information. And if you live in an apartment, you want to bring your landlord's phone and of course information as well so that they can properly vet the situation.
It's never about the money. It's about finding good homes and helping these animals. So that's why we will be very strict, as we always are, with the application process, but we can find lots of amazing pets homes.
Once approved, you'll be able to choose from dozens of cats or dogs, and there's no cost to the new pet owners. Approximately $200 to $300 of fees are waived, including neutering, spaying, application fees, and microchips.
You'll know that they were very well taken care of and that we have all of their medical records and ensure their health.
In addition to adoptions, the staff at the Humane Society offers a wide range of services to keep your pet happy and healthy. Check them out at their website, eriehumanesociety.org. John Stalin, Erie News Now.
20 pets were adopted from the Erie Humane Society last month during the initial Clear the Shelters push. If you want to check out the Humane Society, it's located along Zimmerly Road in Mill Creek Township.
Yeah, it was so good to see, again, all those precautions in place, but a lot of pets adopted, again, as Sammy said, during that initial push, and still many more to get into a new home. And still ahead tonight, we are checking in with a family that sealed one of the adoptions at the Humane Society, and we find out how that pet is doing coming up next.
Welcome back. We have a special family to share with you. They adopted one of the Erie Humane Society pets named Titan during Clear the Shelters, and they're here with us now from their home in Waterford. Hello to the Hoffman family.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Great. So we have Stacy, Leora, and I see someone in the corner.
That's Ryan.
Hi. So let's Titan. Let's look at that handsome boy. Now, why did you guys decide to adopt Titan during Clear the Shelters? Why did you think this was the right time?
Actually, it was a happy accident. We've been talking about adopting for a long time, and we knew we wanted an older dog. And when we got there, we found out that it was actually, the event was going on. And as soon as we saw Titan, we had a hard time walking away from him.
Love at first sight?
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
And he's adjusting well, it looks like.
He is. Since he's been here, he's got a new collar, a new leash. He's learned how to walk with both the kids on the lead outside. He's got plenty of room to run around with them. He's got his own treat cupboard.
Which you can't walk by without him knowing.
No, you walk over to it, he comes over and sits right down, looks at you.
So what are some of his little quirks that make him special?
He snores in his sleep. He's got a little OCD. He, when he wants to go outside, he'll go over, he'll sniff his leash, and then once you grab it, he does 3 circles around you and then sits until you hook the leash onto him, and then he goes out with you. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. He loves his chin rubbed.
He's spoiled.
Hi, baby. He is such a lover. He just wants to be right with you. He wants petted. He wants to lay with you. I mean, I have pictures. He's got his own pillow and blanket. He sleeps with both the kids in their rooms.
Spoiled. Well, thank you guys so much again.
Yep.
Bye, Titan.
Say bye, Lizzie. Bye. No, I want to treat. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sammy. So good to see a great new home for Titan. And now to how the word rescue is key for a place in Waterford. I had the chance to visit French Creek Animal Rescue off Route 19. And here now is a closer look at some of the unique adoptable pets there and what keeps that operation going every day. Take a look.
Cats, rats, mice, and rabbits.
That's Reggie the rooster. He kind of rules this area. He's been here for about a year and a half. He's paired with some of the ducks here outside at French Creek Animal Rescue.
You can say that French Creek Animal Shelter focuses on adopting out small animals, but really it's all animals.
Anytime there's something hit by a car or injured, we always take those in no matter what. Even if we don't have a foster right then, we still take them and get them to the veterinarian.
Jessica Kellogg tells me she's even had goats and bearded dragons. After working at different places caring for animals over the years, she started French Creek Animal Rescue in 2009. And to say she's hands-on is an understatement. She lives right near the shelter.
But it's nice because if something's on medication or needs taken care of, I don't have to drive anywhere to take care of them. If our foster homes aren't available to do things or they're going on vacation, they can bring them down and I just care for them while they're gone.
Foster homes to these furry friends are key to keeping the rescue running.
They bring them in for their vaccines, they feed them, care for them daily.
There's no paid staff.
We're strictly run on donations.
And the loyalty of volunteers. Braden Pershka started helping out before the COVID-19 pandemic.
There's been multiple cats that I have as my favorite and they get adopted, and I'm just super glad that they have someone who loves them as much as I do.
And the love of the community has served the rescue well too. Photos of the adoptable pets are posted and the needs of the animals at the shelter too.
We do grooming events where we groom cats and people just donate money. That all goes straight to the shelter. But basically it's just the donations, and the community is very great with when we have a direct need, we post and ask for a specific item and we always get that.
The pandemic hasn't seemed to halt the help from the community for the rescues. Over 300 animals have been adopted so far this year, with the hope to clear the shelter.
We have a really great community and a great group of people that help us get them to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is that when Clear the Shelters happened last month, 57 animals were adopted from French Creek Animal Rescue. So some great news there. And of course, if you want to reach out to French Creek Animal Rescue, you'll be able to do that. Just head to erienewsnow.com, click on Clear the Shelters. You can find the information there. Just ahead, a cat sanctuary and the care they get at what's called Orphan Angels. Dozens of the furry friends fill the place, waiting for a place to call home. And we'll take you there next. Tonight, the final shelter that we are stepping inside of is Orphan Angels.
Erie News Now reporter John Last visited the cat sanctuary and has a closer look.
It's Clear the Shelters Day here at Orphan Angels Cat Sanctuary, located on West Lake Road, just west of the airport. 80 cats are inside the shelter right now, with another 200 cats being cared for at Orphan Angel foster homes. Most of the cats can be seen on the organization's social media sites. Executive Director Mary Grace Lacoste says it's fun to watch people adopt a cat. Sometimes, she says, it's the cat that chooses the owner. In any case, Orphan Angels make sure the home is right for the cat, so the adoption may take a couple days before it's official.
So we're verifying with landlords to make sure that they're allowed to have the pet, and we're verifying that their pets that are currently in their home are properly cared for. We want to make sure that they're up to date on their vaccines and spayed and neutered.
Most visitors would love to take a cat home immediately. The cats here at Orphan Angels surely wouldn't mind, but sometimes there is a red flag when potential owners are being checked. Sometimes people change their minds during the 2-day wait. That's why the staff stands by their policy.
We want to be able to adopt out, and we don't want to be, we need these cats to get homes, but we want to just do it in the right way. We don't want any kind of spur-of-the-moment adoption, and we want people to be able to really think it through.
And when the adoption is official, it's a beautiful thing. John Last, Erie News Now.
It really is a beautiful thing, and we're so happy that we've been able this past half hour to share with you the stories of so many local shelters. We know that a lot of these stories have been done ahead of time, so they were done during the Clear the Shelters push in August, but we really do appreciate you being with us tonight, again, to share the stories of these pet adoptions.
Beautiful stories. We also want to thank our sponsors of the show, New Motors Subaru and your local Burger King restaurant.
Thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a great night.